What you're doing is a waste of time. Have somebody else do it. You ain't that good at it. If 95% of the time you're wrong, there's no specialized skill that you possess that makes it unique to you as the CEO and founder so that you must do it.
I'm so excited to share with you. I had the good fortune of going to San Diego and spend a day in the office with Kent and Jerry from the Boardroom Mastermind and had so many great takeaways and learned so much transformational, really great stuff, and I'm happy to share it with you.
There's things in here that I want to pull from you, right? The idea here is that we'll establish where you are, ultimately where you're trying to go, and the point of today would be, from my standpoint, is to figure out how to bridge that gap.
Yep.
Right? That's it.
Yeah.
We walk out of here with that. From my standpoint, that's a day well spent. For you to get back on the plane and fly home and to be like, that was amazing. What needs to happen? What do you need to walk out of here with today?
Viewpoints or experience shares around some of the challenges that I can see, and helping look around corners and see things that I don't see. Just your guys' experience with working with, high performing real estate professionals. I was part of another self-storage mastermind, and I felt like I was at the top and I wanted to be at the bottom. So that's really one of the big reasons I joined Boardroom, is learn from people that have a lot more success.
Where's the business right now? What does it specialize in? What does it own? What do you do? Let's just get down into it.
Yep. We've developed 8 self-storage properties, successful self-storage properties. It's about $92 million in finished value, stabilized value in self-storage assets.
So where are these assets? All in Oregon?
Oregon and California. 2 that are stabilized, 1 in lease up, 2 under construction, and 1 that is about to start in a month. We'll start construction.
So current state right now is not that you own 8, it's that you own 6 in various states. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I got 6 assets, $50 million in value, built over 8 years. Here's the current state of them. Along the way, I have sold what?
Sold
So you
4.
successfully exited 4?
Yep.
Those 4 generated what in equity to you?
15 million.
Okay. 15 million with one of them being a big boy. Over the 8-year period, it's easy for me to look in the rearview mirror, but you as the CEO and founder, it appears, based on history, is basically acquiring, developing, stabilizing, and then exiting.
Yep.
And that takes 5 years, 4 years.
Yeah, our goal is to get a property stabilized in 12 to 18 months. The industry average is 3 years, 3 to 4 years.
But I mean, from if you ground up, that would be 24 months.
Once we get C of O,
That's right.
12 to 18 months, we want to be at stabilization.
So, okay.
So, construction period is typically 6 months, so call it.
I'm just going to put it here, 24 to 36, depending on.
Yep. I think they make a lot of sense to hold with all the depreciation that comes off these
100%.
things. Like there's
No doubt.
depreciation.
This is the reason why. This is the only thing in this that I don't like.
I had a high net worth guy that I sold another property. He's a billionaire in Portland, wanting to buy Woodburn, which is one of the properties, and we got about 10 million in equity. And I was just going to sell it, take that, and figure out a way to be my own bank. But I don't know that it's going to work out now.
So we'll come back to it. So on your bread and butter, right down the middle, your team, what are they looking for?
I'm bringing the deal.
Okay, so and this is what I'm looking for. Is it purely opportunistic, or is there a buy box that you're working from?
I would say it's both, but mainly I'm trying to find opportunities where I can add a bunch of value, at least $1 million, or I don't want to.
Where you can net $1 million in that 36 months.
Yes, and I think that million might even be low.
You have a team that's looking for these deals, or you're doing it?
I do it, and then we have brokers that'll bring us deals. So I say this seems like it would be a good opportunity. They call the city, they call the broker to find out, what's motivating. We have everything's in Asana. Like we have it all listed out in Asana, like what step happens next, what happens next, who does what. And then if it's a go, we model it out, and then we call all the other self-storage facilities and try to get their occupancy What are their rates?
Secret shop.
Get an average rate. If all those boxes are checked, then we engage a feasibility specialist that we've worked with, Joe Beth. I think I gave it to Brady.
Mm-hmm.
She double checks. Like, it's just that $10,000 worth of insurance. Like, we're thinking about doing this. If it's under contract, we hire her. She comes in and says, Wade, yes or no. And 90% of the time she says, yes, you've done it right. Do it. It's a good market. But she has come back and said, Wade, it's so skinny, it's close. I wouldn't do it. And then we walk from it. 80% of the time, I find the deal. I search CoStar.
And you're going on CoStar.
CoStar.
And what are you searching?
I'm searching both land and conversion opportunities. So I'll search shopping malls, I'll search retail, because in some jurisdictions you can develop self-storage in commercial. Some it's only light industrial. Some it's all different. So I'm doing a broad stroke, finding all of them that I think might work, and then give it to the team. I love conversions. Conversions are my favorite. I've had the best success on conversions. So we've converted a lumberyard, we've converted a hazelnut processing facility, we've converted a manufacturing plant. The speed to market, you don't have all the SDC fees that they put on. The permitting's much quicker because it's TI.
So we've done a total of 10 transactions. We've successfully exited 4. Are you doing this every day?
No.
When do you do this?
It's so random. That was one of our things that came out of strategic planning. Like, I need to be more intentional and like put it on the calendar, and it's not on the calendar right now.
What are you doing outside of that?
We have meetings 2 days a week. And that's basically a meeting day, Tuesday and Thursday. And then outside of that, I'll travel to some of the sites and build culture. Like, so I'll drive to Woodburn, I'll go to Salem where it's under construction and meet with the contractor, or I'll travel to California and, look at the site that's under construction and the site we have.
Follow up on jobs.
Yep.
So
I love that. What are you doing with the rest of your time?
Well, I got news for you, brother. You know me well enough to know that I'm not going to be bashful today. So
I don't want you to.
You're spending some time generating prospect properties that you want your team to then go underwrite and model.
Yep.
Then they go and model it. And if you hand them 20 properties, 10 properties, what comes out on the other end? As, oh yeah, we can do this.
My goal is 10 a week, and I'm not doing 10 a week right now.
How many could they underwrite every week? You're handing your team 100 properties, and it's somewhere between 1% and 5% that they're handing back to you saying, hey, this is a situation. Then what you're doing is a waste of time. Have somebody else do it. You ain't that good at it. If 95% of the time you're wrong, there's no specialized skill. If 95% of the time you're wrong, then you're not that good at it. And clearly, and I don't mean that to be derogatory, I mean it as there's no specialized skill that you possess that makes it unique to you as the CEO and founder so that you must do it.
Yeah.
Right?
I think if I'm perfectly honest, it brings me energy, and I love.
Well, that's fine. There's a big difference between have to do and get to do.
I love it. It really
so
brings me
I would
energy
tell you
when
that
I'm
whether
searching
you're doing it
for the
or
deal.
not, it should be happening. So in other words, the same people that are underwriting theoretically, and again, this is not meant to should be prospecting because they're doing the underwriting. They can go on CoStar. They can go on.
Yes.
They can go on.
I see that.
Any site whatever site you want to give them, Radius Plus, they can go on anything and try to generate deals and underwrite them at the exact same time. And the place you get involved is when it's, I got one. To take 3 to 5 opportunities all the way through. So building a pipeline that at a minimum brings me $3 to $5 million a year, you have to make sure that those deals are coming in. If the process is contingent upon you getting around to it, right? And even when I do get around to it, I'm not that good at it, then the process is broken. The bottom line is, look, there's no, and again, I definitely don't want to paint you with too broad of strokes, but from what you have shared so far, it does not appear that there is some specialized knowledge
Yep.
that you possess,
100%.
right? Okay, so if that's the case.
I just like it.
Right. So if it is that, that's fine. Somebody needs, this is their job. Every single week, they have to put 10 to 15 prospects into the underwriting department. And what comes out on the other end, hopefully every single month, is a minimum of 1 or 2 good things that we really need to consider and send to the feasibility study, right? And then turn around, and if I've got, at that rate, if I got 2, that's 24 a year. If I get 1, it's 12 a year. 12 to 24 are going in to get the feasibility study. If 50% come out where a go, now it's 6 to 12, and I'm compressing my timeline from what I anticipated doing to where, okay, I need to grow capacity where we can handle 6 to 12 because the supply that I'm able to generate is dictating to me that I must be able to address demand, which now that's a different set of problems.
So Kent asked me during the day in the office with Kent, he said, tell me what you do during the week. Lay out your week for me, which is an interesting exercise, and I don't often do that. And so I said, well, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have meetings from 10 o'clock to usually 3 o'clock. And so that's a pretty meeting intense day. And he goes, okay, cool. What do you do the rest of the week? And I thought about it and I said, well, occasionally I drive to the properties and work on culture. I will sometimes look for properties in CoStar and maybe call some brokers. And then in thinking about it, I didn't really have much else. And he thought about it for a minute and very authentically and direct said, you need to quit dicking around. And after he said that, I realized that I was the linchpin. I was the one that was getting in the way of the growth at Store It, which was a beautiful wake-up call to me. And I really appreciated Kent for his authenticity and, being so direct. And, wounds from a friend can be trusted, but the enemy multiplies kisses. And I didn't want someone to blow smoke up my ass or, tell me what I wanted to hear. I wanted someone that was going to tell me what I needed to hear and what would help move the needle the most in the business. And I feel like that's what I received, spending a day in the office with Kent.